Hey everyone, it's Kathy Schmitt and I'm the Backyard Stamper. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Loudon, New Hampshire. Whoa, I had my phone on so I could see comments, but I forgot to turn the volume off. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. So as I was saying, I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Loudon, New Hampshire. And I have been stamping for, I've been with Stampin' Up! Since 2002. So I've been around a while. Hi, Debbie. So tonight we're going to, I'm going to show you some spooky Halloween cards. And it's using a new suite called Spooky Sweet. So I will show you what the suite contains, and I'm gonna show you these fantastic cards that we're gonna make tonight. Let me flip the camera down. Okay, so we're gonna make these 3 cards tonight. Oh, aren't they sweet? This is a slimline one, and then this is a shaker card. So the suite that we're going to use is called Spooky Suite, and it contains everything you see here, which is hard to see that far away, but it's a bundle called Spooky Halloween Bundle, and it comes with these dies, and I can show you everything live. I just wanted to show you at a glance. This is what a suite entails. You can buy a la carte if you want, so that if you didn't want everything. The whole suite is $88.50, and right now, dun, 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 free shipping on orders over $75. So this would certainly qualify for free shipping, and that's great. Plus you earn Stampin' Rewards. So the stamp set has all this very nice, cute, and has this haunted house, 2 really good bats, and I'll show you what they look like, and the little critters, the dies to cut out, all of these, and the broom too. So, and I'm using a couple of the other dies that we're gonna have. It has a fence that you'll see, and a bookmark tag one. So those are the dies and the stamp set. The suite also comes with these shimmer star foam stickers. So they're foam stickers, so they actually press down. So when you go to pick them up, you have to be a little careful that you don't tear them. They remind me a little bit of the marshmallows that come in Lucky Charms. So we're going to use those. They're really fun, and because they, they're foam and squished down, it's postage friendly. Hi Susie, thanks for popping on. I appreciate that. All right, and then it comes with this beautiful shimmer petunia pop ribbon, really soft. It ties really nice. And, ooh, I don't have your swap yet, Deb. So I'm anxiously waiting. And then the DSP. This is considered specialty DSP. Let me open it up and show you what it looks like. So I used this piece here. If you have a scan and cut, I have to tell you, it cuts out like a dream. 100% success. So I have a ton of little critters that I've cut out of my couple of pages of that. So they're all right here, all my little critters. So those are ready to go, and a couple of the side pieces didn't cut out, so I can fussy cut those. but the majority of them cut out perfectly. The back side's this nice orange, which we're going to use. You have a scene, which I used on a card for our mystery stamping, so it has the continuous scene and then opens up. So that's fun. And the back side's this gorgeous petunia pop. And here's a second scene page, this one here, and oh, sorry, that's the same page. Okay, sorry. And then this is one of my favorite sheets. This has petunia pop and orange and yellow and garden green, real fun, and black spooky paper. And then this is a nice sheet with a bunch of houses, and you could like maybe you know, X-Acto knife and have it open up and have the critter coming out. And then the back side has the orange. Now this sheet here is really neat. It's got some banners and tags, and I call them doodads, kind of like a focal point. And the back is this beautiful gray. And then the one thing that makes it a specialty paper are, it comes with 2 sheets of pieces that are laser cut and die cut out. So these all just punch right out, and we're going to use some of those on our cards tonight. So that's the designer paper. We're also going to use one of these tags here, but I'm going to show you a little trick with that one. And let's see, we're also going to use one of the dies from the Everyday Arches. So I think I've got everything. I've showed you everything for the suite. I'll bring that back in a moment, but let's go ahead and get started making our projects. I'm not using the ribbon tonight. Well, I might. I hadn't yet, but I might still. Okay. So I already pulled out the stamps that we're going to be using. All right, so we're going to start with this card here, and my little pieces here. So I'm using Garden Green as my card base, and I have a white for the inside. I'll just set that aside, and the outside layer for Petunia Pop. This card, this card here, I have a free PDF on my blog after the video tonight that you can download for free, and it will have what the measurements are of these layers, so you don't have to bother writing anything down. So this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. This piece is 5 1/4 by 4. I love Petunia Pop. It's not as purpley as, like, you know, Gorgeous Grape, which I also like, but I really like this color. It just makes me happy. Okay, so each of these strips is 5 long by 1 1/8. So I'm just going to dry fit them. And normally on something like this, I would have my pattern piece go in the middle, but I didn't want this much Petunia Pop next to that Petunia Pop, so it's going on the outside. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to apply some adhesive on those outside strips, and I've got it so that it will be 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So I like to do something like this. I like to just do my outsides first, because the inside will just be what it is. Oh, hi Stephanie. Hi Stephanie's friend Maria from Texas. All right, and we'll put that in here. So just like that, the card comes together pretty quick and easy, like that. And now I had this tag and it was this size here, but I didn't want that full size piece. It's so big and I only needed it like about that. So I cut my tag in half and I am going to just glue that together and shrink it down, and when you get done putting all your doodads on it, you don't notice it. So I am going to put my adhesive on one side, and I want it to be about that big, and then I want to angle, like follow the print, and I'm just going to trim a little closer. And I liked that this one kind of went on an angle like that, so I'm doing that. This one was pretty close already, and so there we go. And this is the one I should have put the ribbon, but I forgot and I put a bat there, so we'll maybe make a little ribbon knot and see if we like that. Wow, this ribbon is soft. Normally I don't cut ribbon with my paper snips, but my other scissors are across the room. Okay, so we'll just do something like that and make it a tag, but we'll see if we like that. Okay. All right, so next I've got some of my guys. Oh, I wanted to show you a trick about this. So I have a couple of tips and tricks for tonight that, you know, I always like to show you something that maybe you didn't think of. All right, so I have all of my stamps that I'm going to be using. The girl, the dog. So I've got the kitty cat, broom, and the pumpkin. Okay, so I've got these 4 right here, like so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink them up. I put them on the block, the same block. I'm going to ink them up, and now this is where you want to make sure your black gives you good coverage on those solid pieces, but if not, you can always color in with the blends. And these are photopolymer, so you use your stamping mat. And this piece here is a half a sheet of cardstock cut at 4 1/4, and I just put them like so. And you can stamp 4 sets of these guys on 1/2 of a sheet of cardstock. Like so. And then I did all my die cutting, and I stamped down here too. Okay, so you get all 4 of them. And then I just laid out my dies and ran that through my cut and emboss machine. So these all just fit nicely, like so and like so. You got 2 pumpkins, which is nice, and the broom. So see, you can fit them all on at the same time, or even up here. I spaced it. So tape those down and then through in the machine. So I did that ahead of time, but I wanted to show you kind of now what I'll do is I'll keep that in my stamp case so I have them ready to die cut the next time. But for now, we're going to use, I got too much stuff here. We're going to use the ones I already die cut. So I need a dog, a kitty cat, a pumpkin, and a broom. And these guys are going to go back in my stamp case because I don't know what color I would want. I'm just coloring based on the project that I have in the paper I'm using. So I've got these. And so I've got just a variety of blends here. And I know I want my Frankie dog to be green. No relation, Deb. Frankie dog is not, well, maybe it is related to you. Okay, so I'm just gonna come in and with the dark, and then I'm gonna blend with my light. This is Granny Apple Green. And where you have the harsher line, just go over it a couple times. It will soften. And I'm going to do his hands in green. And that's about that. Oh, and his neck. And then for the patch on his eye, I did cloud cover, just because I just wanted something different. And his little, I don't know, what do you call those? The Debbie Frank says the dog is her brother. I don't know what you call those bolts that come out of the Frankenstein's neck. I don't know if they had a name for it. And I'm going to switch my coloring because I'm going to make his shirt yellow and the kitty cat more orange and with the yellow strip. I didn't color the kitty cat all orange because I'd already colored his shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and just make, and I'm not even going to shade it. Okay, so that looks cute, and I'll put some orange cuffs on him, like so. And we'll do orange and yellow socks. So cute. And then I use the cloud cover for his pants. There. So cute. Okay, so then I'm gonna do a petunia pop, lollipop. Sounds kind of funny. And then I'm gonna let that dry for a minute, and we'll come over to the pumpkin. I think, is this dark? This is dark pumpkin pie. I meant to do the stripes and kind of blend it, but that's okay. Like so. See, if I wasn't gonna, if I hadn't cut all of those out ahead of time, I would leave them on the sheet to color because I think that's a little easier, especially with these little guys. But it's all good. All right, here's my cat. Now I want to do the face in orange this time. He looks funny like that. It looks like he's got a beard. Alright, and let me just do the tail real quick. So cute! Oh, and then I want to use my paintbrush side to blend it, to try to soften some of those edges up. Yeah, I like that cat better than the yellow cat. Alright, and then, but we're going to put the yellow stripe down his face, because I think that's kind of neat. Much better. I like that better. Can you tell? I keep saying it over and over. Okay, so now for Petunia Pop, I'm going to do the coat, and this is my dark, not her coat, a shirt. So we'll just put in some lines and blend it with the light. Like so. And then we'll give her some striped socks. Okay, and then I did a Granny Apple little skirt for her. I think that looks fun. There. And that, oh, I have to do my, I did her boots in cloud cover just because I had it right here. Oops, and you know what? I need a brown for my broom. There. All right, there's my pieces. So let's bring the card back in, and this is going to go like that and like that. He's going to hold his little pumpkin. The broom I didn't even need, but that's all right. And I want to just blend this a little bit here. There. All right, so we need some dimensionals. And one on the back of this. And I think I had a half a dimensional right on the lollipop, because otherwise it's kind of hanging out there. So just a little something something. What am I using from my stash? I haven't showed it yet. So I have a couple things from my stash tonight. All right, so I've got those two, and then where's my tag that I made? This can go back in my bin. My half a tag. There it is. Okay, so what I was going to do with that was take a piece of white, and I was going to stamp my Happy Halloween in Granny Apple Green. I wonder how the whole purple and green started for Halloween. And I fussy cut it around because I was trying to, and this stamp, you really got to have a light touch there. because see what I did? I got little eyeballs in the P. So I flipped that over, and I'll wash that in just a moment. And you know what? Let's stamp our inside too. I didn't even do the inside of that one. So I was going to do no tricks, all treats. There. Let me just get my washing pad here. Angie started it. Stephanie, what do you mean Angie started it? All right, I'm just going to go back over here for a minute. I can close this up too. And then I'm just going to do a quick little fussy cutting, nothing fancy. Usually if it's kind of supposed to be straight, but I don't want it straight, I just kind of do that little wiggle. So like here, I could go straight across the bottom, but instead I'm just going to make it a little wiggly. That way I don't have to worry about if I got it straight. So, like so. Oh, purple and green. Angie started the purple and green. Okay, I gotcha. This gets popped up. Alrighty. And I'm just going to cover up. I put it right over the seam. So there's my seam right there. And I just put that. I didn't even cover the seam very much there. You can see it there because I've got my bats. My bats are going to cover it. So let me get out some bats. I cut those ahead. Let's see here. Okay, here they are. All right. So let's remember we want to put the ribbon on this time. I am going to grab my ribbon scissors, because that is just way too long for my knot. I'm just going to, there, like that. Kind of tuck it like that, and I'll make it so that my glue dot makes it behave. So I need some dimensionals here. So I hope everybody took advantage of the free shipping. I am having a kit class in next month in August, and so I was able to order the kits for the class. We're doing the Welcoming Garden kit, and they're, you know, I ordered 15 of them, so I was able to save 11% on, you know, 15 times 24. So that was good, very good. Plus I bought other things, so I really maximized my free shipping. It's a great time to stock up on consumables like your adhesives and dimensionals and that kind of stuff you use all the time. And I lost my little piggy dies. I can't find them anywhere, and believe me, I've torn my room apart, and so I ordered new ones, and that's okay if I find them. I just love those pigs so much. I can't live without them. And if we go to on stage next year, remember I'm making you guys name tags with the pigs. I can still make I can still have my bats, so that's good. Maybe I'll put this one like that, or this one like that. Yeah, okay, I like that. So we'll go ahead and put a dimensional. They're overhanging, so I just want to put them on the part that's overhanging. let's see here. We put it on the body. And a little dab on this wing, and then you can just touch a little bit of glue on the other part of the wing. So today I had to work, and then after work I went in the pool and did my exercises, and my friend Ann came over. She is moving to Vermont in a couple weeks, so I'm very sad. But luckily, you know, it's two and a half hours away. But so she came over and got in the pool too, because I got to maximize my Ann time. And then after that, I had to tend to the garden and fold laundry so I could have my chores done, so I could come on here. So that's what my day was like. So I love that. How about that? Cute. All right, and then All Tricks No Treats is going to go inside, and we'll just use that broom I colored and put the little broom inside. It was a really gorgeous day today. I gave Ann some kale out of my garden and some snow peas. I have lots of snow peas. They should be winding down, but I mean, I get bucket loads every day. All right, so that's card number 1. Pretty cute. Oh, we know what we got to do. We're not done yet. We have to wink a Stella. So the bats especially look really good when they've got the Wink Stella on them, because the Wink Stella on the cardstock really looks nice. And then I just kind of colored everything else with it. There. So let's see if that, oh yeah, that picks up. You can see the shimmer on the bats. So pretty nice. And you know what? I think I'm gonna put on some of my foam stars because I can, and it will take up a little bit of that space right there, because I think I'm going to do the purple one. So I'll do like a big one and a small one, like so. And I'll put one over here, medium. There. Isn't that cute? All right, card number 1 is all done. And again, that one's going to have the template on my blog after we're done. Next, I wanted to do this slimline card. And I just had like a business size envelope that I kind of used as my guide to how big to make it. So what I came up with was 9 inches wide by 7.5 across, scored at 3 3/4. So that's what I used, and this is pumpkin pie. Let me put away some of the stuff that I don't need. I don't think I need those. All right, so here's a little something from my stash. This is the Everyday Skies paper, and I really wanted this because it looks so spooky. Spooky. All right, so I got a little bit of rough edge there. That's one thing I bought too, is they were on low inventory, the cutting blades to my trimmer. So I bought a couple packs. So I'm going to just go ahead and seam that right there because it's not big enough. So this piece is 3.5 tall by 6. and this one is 3 by 3.5. So I'm going to just seam it where I need to, and I'm going to use the tree die cut piece or laser cut piece to hide it. So,
hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Can you shut my door now? Thank you. My husband Marty just came home, so he's gonna shut my door now. I keep it open when he's not here, just so if the dog needs to find me. All right, so that's done. And then for the inside piece, this is 8 3/4 by 3.5. I should have thought and made this whole wide part 8 3/4. That way I could have just done 8.5, because then I could have gone across my sheet of white instead of using the vertical. But that's all right. So I'm going to just tuck that right there for now, and let's take out our pieces. So this is where I used my little cute things I cut with my Scan and Cut. So let's get a couple of them out. I got my piggy, and there should be a bear. Yeah, a vampire bear. And some birds. I forgot my bird on this one. I could have put it. It was getting kind of full, I think. I'll put it on the inside. I'll beat that out. Okay. And on the inside I had something else. So that's good. And then this is the tree. So I'm going to scoot those over. So I have those. This is the tree that I'm going to use to cover my seam. But I didn't like all that white. That's kind of like, you know, I'm going for the spooky, and I've got this. So what I did was I took my blender brush with Night of Navy on it. I'll put it against there so you can see it. And I blended it. So now I've got this dark, and this, I took the color right from the paper. So that's going to cover up. And I just trimmed a smidge off the bottom because it was, I have room in my envelope to come over a little bit, but I didn't have room for a lot. And actually, maybe I didn't trim this one. So let me just do that. And it's dark, you know, it's definitely dark, but that's okay. It's nighttime, it's spooky, Halloween, so all is well with that. And I'm going to go ahead and put that down flat. And like so. And I'm just going to cover up my seam. And I'm bringing it all the way to the bottom. So just like so. So now you can't tell that that wasn't a continuous piece. So now the next thing I want to show you is the fence. So the fence is one of the dies, which is really fun. And I used these foam adhesive sheets. They're the same material as our dimensionals, only it's a full sheet. They're not cut out for dimensionals. So I took a piece, and they're double-sided, just like dimensionals, and I just put it on a scrap of black, like so, and then I did my die cutting. So let me show you that. Oh, I got my tape here. These are already done. So let me show you. Oops. I don't know if this is going to make my table shake. I hope not, but usually I don't show the die cutting, but I wanted to show this because of the foam I'm using. So standard sandwich plate number 1, plate number 1, plate number 2, which is the thin die adapter, upside down, there's number 2, a plate number 3 for my bottom, and a clear plate for the top, another number 3. So I'm just going to put my die on so that I have, make sure that it is on my strip, just like that, and another piece. So all I've done was I put some Post-it note tape on there. Roll that through, and what I did was I went back and forth, back and forth. So essentially 4 times through. So there's 1, 2, 3, and the last one's back. All right. This plate is from my stash, Stephanie. I have plates everywhere, and for some reason I couldn't find my Stampin' Up! Clear plate. So I just grabbed what I had, and I think it's still down in the basement where I have my classes. So take my tape off. That smushed down and stuck to my project, but that's all right. I'll peel the rest off after. Oh, there it goes. There we go. All right, so now let me get rid of that stuff. Oh, I should have done that too, Deb. Why didn't you tell me that? Order a new set of plates with free shipping. All right, so now here's my pokey tool, and I poked these out, the cut pieces. There we go. And I actually saved these because I used one of them, and I don't know if I'm going to need to right now. Okay, so there we go. So this is double-sided. You peel off the back, which is already in the thing, and now I have a popped up fence that I don't have to worry about getting my fingers all gluey. So let's see how we want our fence. Yes, just like so. So this is where I use this extra piece, because I have 3 fences together, but I wanted them to look all continuous. So I took one of these pieces and I went down the middle, peeled off the backing, and now I have another fence railing. Well, I know, Stephanie, I have to think of $75 worth. That will be so hard to do. Ha ha ha. Not really, right? Although it would be worth getting a couple sets. But, oh, don't stick down yet. Okay, so I used those little pieces as my fake railing, see, so it looks like now my fence is all connected. So I thought that was a clever move, if I do say so myself. So the insides come in a little bit different width, so I just took the 2 bigger ones and cut them for the railings. All right, let's see here, like so. And like so. There. Yes, I could get some more of these foam sheets too. I bought 1 package to try it, and oh my gosh, I love it. This is what I used to make my mom's 85th birthday card with the 85 popped up because those are really skinny too. There. Now what I did bring my fence all the way to the edge, but I don't think I need to do that on this one. Alrighty, so that's done. I'll throw my die over there. Now we got our critters. Now these, I can just use dimensionals above the fence and a little dab of glue, and it's all golden. Actually, if I mix up my order this time, they're so cute. We'll really mix it up. And then I have room for my little bird on the fence, like that. Okay, I'm going with it, guys. I'm going with it. So we will stick some dimensionals on. I think I'm going to cut some in half. And you know what? I didn't want to do that because I want to make sure that it's not above, it's not below the fence, because I'm going to just use glue there. So I just need a little one here. Like so. And then, oops, her tail needs a little propping up. Here's a half. There we go. She's like the rest of us, where our caboose droops. All right, so let's do these. We'll put two there, and I'll do one here. And the rest, I'm going to use my glue. So, if this is going to go here, like so, let me just trim that. Then, I just need glue right on this one here, and right there. And I'll take these off. There. Oops, I put my glue in the wrong spot, so let me wipe that off with my leg. There. Like so. I almost got her tail feathers off the card. So gotta watch that. Alright, so then this one's gonna go here, and I can put a dab here, a bunch here, and a dab. Yes, that worked good. Okay, then my bird is gonna go up on this one, so I need a half. And a little dabble-do-ya glue, like so. Fixing the hair, these little hair feathers. Okay, like so. And then this one here is going to be right there, so I need a little bit here. I can do some there and there. And the last one is this little guy. Oh, he's so cute. And his dimensional needs to go right at the top of his head. Alright, isn't that cute, you guys? Alright, so there's that. And then I have my bat needs to be cut in half. Not my bat. My bat needs a half a dimensional. This one already has one. And my other bat is right here. So all right, I gotta make my tag before, let me move this. I don't want to put any bats down yet. I might put that one over there. Okay, and I need my scrapple white again. And let's see if I have enough room for Happy Halloween. Oh yeah, we can squeeze it in. But I got to get it right the first time. The pressure's on because I can't flip it over. Okay, so tap, tap. All right. Whew, perfect. Okay. So when you have Debbie. I would never call you my good friends, old bats. At least to your face. All right, again, just do the little wiggle worm. And you just kind of... Oh, I didn't even do that on my sample. I cut it straight across. Oh well. I guess I just wanted to wiggle some more. All right. That works good though because I didn't have a lot of room for the other one. You mean more fussing cutting than I'm doing stuff? All right, so there's that. All right, we'll put this on. Oh, you like the fussy cutting, I get it, instead of my tag. Got it. All right, there's my little doodad. Now I gotta find a spot for this other bat and some stars. So I guess I can just put it right there. Do bats go in the same direction? Debbie, do you go in the same direction? She's going to reach through the TV and slap me. Oh, this is what is so fun about Stampin' Up, because I didn't know Debbie or Stephanie and many of the chicks before joining Angie's team, Angie Judah, and it's now we've been roommates at the convention, and oh my gosh, it's just a ton of fun. There, we'll just do it kind of up and down. All right, and then I just got to wink this one and do the inside piece. There. And we'll just go ahead and Stella all the people, all my little critters. And I want to try to find the stars, but we might be able to put the stars inside because they are a foam star. So what I did for this was, remember from the specialty, oh, yeah, I should have put the bat near, but I didn't. Okay, so for this, I just am using the die cut pieces, like so. not this big guy. I think I wanted the cauldron. What did I have in here? Oh, I did have the big guy. Okay. Let's add some glue. I know, we have so much fun, don't we, guys? All right, like so, and like so. Oh, I didn't stick it down there, did I? No. Okay. But what I want to do is stamp first. I stamped no tricks, all treats. Let's try that. Perfect. Oh my gosh, see, I don't know if you saw what I did is I just set the ink block down on top of it instead of trying to tap, tap, tap. So that was a good little trick there. All right, so then I'm just going to put my hippo there and my cauldron here. And then I can put this inside the card, and card number 2 is done. And with my long slim line, I think on my envelope I might put some little doodads on there too. And let's see here. I guess I'm not going to have any stars. I got to put a couple stars on, but let's see here. Okay, we gotta put something on. Oh, you know what? This will give me an opportunity to use the white stars because the sky is so dark. Well, that will look funny though, right? All right, you're going with the purple again. Star. And another star. And we'll do this big star over here. It looks nice against the black. I got one stuck on my finger, so I'm doing that. All right, one more. Alrighty, there you have it, guys. Isn't that neat? No tricks, all treats. Yes, please. All right, so that's card number 2. The last card uses my stash. I'll just leave those out since we might use them again. And I got my little envelope there. All right. So my last card is this shaker card. Let's put this away. So from my stash are the beads and something else, but I can't think of what it is right now. So we'll get started. Oh, the embossing folder. So what I did was, this is really fun. When I saw these bags, you know, online, I instantly thought of a shaker card. And so I ran it through this oldie but goldie Big Shot. That's how old it is. But this beautiful big giant spider web. So I ran my bag through, there's my treat bag, through the embossing folder. I thought maybe it would show up when you have treats in there, but it really doesn't. So I'm not going to do that for my treats. But then what I did was I cut it in half. So 1/2 is right here. I don't know if the light is catching that spider web. And this will be my second half. So this is a piece of basic white thick. All right, and then a piece of designer paper, which is the Halloween, and a piece of regular white, the same size. So because this is kind of flimsy to use as a shaker card, I'm going to adhere it to the white and then do the foam right there. And then on this one, I used the next size up of the arch dies, but I didn't really need to use that big, so I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller on this one. So I'm just covering my white like so. I just barely made that. Let me see if I can move that over a little bit because I wanted it to be a little, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I cut this like a 1/16 of an inch smaller all the way around so that it doesn't show when you have your card like that. So that's that part. So then we're going to go ahead and run this through the cut and emboss machine. Let me bring it back up. I have it sitting on the floor. Okay. And I'm going to just position this. I don't really think I need any tape because if it comes out crooked, then I'll just say that's how it was supposed to come out. It's a spooky card. All right, so I have all my sandwiches. There. And I'm done with that. So I've got my pieces. I'm done with my plates. Okay. So I ran through 2 at a time, but I don't know if you noticed when I was doing my adhesive, I did not stick any adhesive in the inside. So now I have these 2 pieces I can use for a different project. So I tuck those away, and I have my die case right here. I want to put this away since for some reason lately I am losing my dies. I thought this spider web one had I thought my new one had a spider, but it didn't. So I was like, oh, I don't need to find a spider from my stash, but there's no spider in here. So I will have to find a new spider from my stash. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my foam sheets. You can use the other, the foam adhesive strips, but I'm going to go ahead and use this because it's kind of a large area. So and then I'm going to make my strips a little bit wider. Okay, so I've got this one. I'll cut that down. Well, measure once, or measure twice, cut once, right? All right, so I've got that. Oh, you know what I gotta do? I gotta adhere my bag. Ha, almost. All right, so there is a front and a back because it's raised, and I need to bring my trimmer in because I need my bag slightly smaller than 4 inches tall. So I do want to get most of my spider web in. Well, it doesn't really matter because it is going to, no, ooh, I almost cut that way too short, guys. Okay. This needs to be 5 1/4. Oh, it was folded, so. All right, my bag's already 4. I'm going to trim the bag a little bit more all the way around. So the bag is going to measure, I'm cutting it at 4 7/8, 4 7/8 by 3 3/4. Normally you would use a window sheet for this, but you know, I wanted to try this and it worked, so I'm going for it. Okay, so like I said, there is a front. So this is the deboss side, and I want the emboss side up, or showing through my window. So I'm just going to apply my Seal Plus all the way around. There. Okay, note to self, that Seal Plus in this cellophane bag does not get along, so you only really get one chance to make that flat. Oh, I got a little air bubble, but I think it'll be all right. It's right there. But I don't want to rip my bag, so I am going to leave that. Okay, so now I've got my window here. And now I can put my strips on. So, let's see here. This can go down here. And then a side piece. Okay, and you got to make sure that your the adhesive sheet butts up to each other so that none of the little doodads can run away. And let's see here, I'm going to do that one. So try to help it hold my air bubble down. And I need one more. This is on the wider side. Okay, so I can use and we'll do like so. All right, so this is done. The dog is coming into my room. Doesn't it sound spooky? All right, so I've got this ready to go. Let's throw away my junk. Put this piece away, and see, even if you get these little pieces, save them, because then they're just like a dimensional. All right, so now I am going to put my doodads. I'm going to open this card up. Oh my goodness, one stuck on the inside of my card. How did that happen? Well, there. Okay, like stuck to my hand. Hey Kim, thank you for jumping on. All right, so I'm going to put this down here, and I am going to use, these are ice cream corner sprinkles. Is that a blast from the past, Steph? I'm crafting my stash. So I'm going to just dump a pretty healthy amount because my archway is so big. Get these little guys. The one thing I do like about these is they don't stick to your finger like the sequins do. All right, so something like that. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to take off and I'll take up my foam strip backing. And that's one piece tore right there. There it goes. Okay. So now, you get one shot, peeps. Okay. That looks good. And I didn't want sequins in there because the bag is already shiny. So I wanted it to not, and you know, you needed something more solid. So I gotta switch my hippo because he's covering up more of the spider web. So in the packaging, your hippo, you have a right and a left hippo. So that's just lovely. And I'll put him back, and I'm also going to take out one of these guys. The problem with the problem is if you aren't going to punch them all out, then every time you take it in and out, they get stuck. So what I need to do is punch all of those out. All right, so like that. So he's not covering my good spider web part. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on that. And I have my little banner pieces because it looks fun. So like so. And like so. And we'll just cut off a little bit of the banner right here. Okay, so it looks like that. We'll go ahead and glue that down. Yes, I love crafting my stash because when I open my drawer and I see all these little shaker bits that I had to have and I'm still in my drawer, then I'm so happy to be able to just pull out some, and it works great. All right, so there's my banner. I think they need to be curved a little more. Let's see here. I'm gonna like swing down a little more is what I meant. Yeah, like that. Oops. All right, like so. Okay, and I have to find my spider because I have this spider in one of my old sets, and ooh, there it is. All right, Bewitching. Another craft. So this card has a bunch of crafter stash in it. Here's my spider. Oh no. Oh, there it is. All right. Just get a block for that little guy. He's so cute. And let me pull back in my scrap piece that I had thrown in the garbage, but it's perfect for this. There. Nice little spider. The spider's like got a smile on its face. I think that cracks me up. Okay. I said crafts me up instead of crack me up. Ay. So I'm just gonna do some quick fussy cutting, real quick. Oh, it's the end of July already. Summer is going way too fast. I like summer mostly because of my garden. All right, and I'm just going to tuck that down like that. And just add a little dab-a-doo-ya glue. A little dab-a-doo-ya there. There. All right, now my spider web's got a spider. For the inside, oh, I didn't say the word spooky yet either. Happy Halloween and a doodad. Okay, and a doodad. I need a small, I did have a strip here. What did I do with that? I always have strips of white handy. Okay, so like that. For my spooky. Sorry guys, this video is a little longer than I like to keep them. You know I like to keep them right at an hour. But we're just having a frightfully good time. Okay, now I need my box that has my spooky in it. Spooky. Okay. Spooky is right there. And we'll do some little bats inside the card too. Okay, so that looks good. And I'm going to use this block, so I want to take that off and I want to put my bats on it. Perfect! I love it. Love it, love it. All right, let's chamois this baby up and we are just about done. Cut my spooky. Whoops, let's close this guy and let's close my glue bottle. And I'm going to trim with my little trimmer. Like so. And a little bit more. It's like trimming your bangs. You gotta know when to stop. There. Spooky. Okay, that's gonna get popped up though. Nothing else on that front of that card did, so we'll go ahead. Because there's so many foam dots. Debbie says, I could have given you 60 bats. Alright, so I've got my spooky, happy Halloween, and I wanted this little guy in there. And I had my candy corns. So I'm gonna put my candy corn. How did I have him? Oh, he's on top of the candy corns. That's fun. So cute. And there's one more. Yep, I knew I had one more. There we go, guys. Isn't that cute? Okay, so let's bring back our cards and we'll finish up. Let me just throw this stuff in the bin off the sides so that it's not in the camera view. Alright, so our cards that we made tonight are the slim line. So now I have my hippopotamuses looking different directions, so that's cute. And these guys here are in a different order. And then my Happy Halloween, I put the ribbon on for this one. So a little different than my sample, but not really. That one does not want to stay closed. There. There we go. That looks nice. And don't forget about the free shipping. 11% really adds up, and some states charge the tax on the shipping too. So you really will save if you're in one of those states that does that. So it runs till tomorrow night at 11:59 Mountain Time, and it's on orders of $75 or more. And like I said earlier, this suite, hold on one moment please, this suite that we just used is $88.50. So if you were to buy this suite on the free shipping, you would also get $8.85 in rewards to use on your next order. So, and save that 11%. So that's almost $10 on this suite. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Yes, it's almost the weekend. I had to think a minute. And if you look on the show more under the little button, you'll see a link to all the supplies I used tonight. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up, please. It really helps my channel, and also share the video. And don't forget, on my blog, if you give me just a little bit of time, I will be able to have a free PDF with the measurements for this card. Alright, so have a great night, everyone, and thanks again so much for coming. I appreciate all of you. Take care.